Hi, friends. This is your moderator, Yetmir from Albania. I'm happy to introduce today Brigitte from Germany.
Hello.
Brigitte also is a true ally to our initiative. Her helps comes not only from her variety of wildlife photography styles she posts often, but also from her strong voice and overall support she has been giving since we created Wild Europe this past summer. As mentioned before, to see the previous interviews, please visit our YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified for weekly interviews and other related videos. We are announcing today that Brigitte's interview will complete our first season of interviews. In this first season of interviews, we had guests from UK, Denmark, Italy, Switzerland, from Kosovo, Bulgaria, Finland, Greece, France, and today's interview comes from Germany. In the future, we welcome your recommendations to accomplish the second season of interviews, hopefully with wildlife photographers from 10 other countries. So please be proactive and support us in this initiative. Without further ado, let's start the interview with Brigitte by asking her, how did you get started with wildlife photography?
It's a little bit funny because I had nothing to do with photography. I had nothing to do with wildlife. But 7 years ago, I met my husband, and he is an ornithologist out of passion. So he knew all the birds. We were walking in the fields, and actually I was kind of bored because just to stay with the glasses and just look at the birds was not so interested for me. And then it happened that for my job, I needed to buy a camera because I'm running an e-shop, and many times from the providers, we do not get proper pictures. So I needed to buy a camera. And so I had a camera, and we were out in the fields. And then I started 3 years ago, I started taking pictures. And then I got, I got maniac. I cannot go anywhere at the moment without a camera. So I started, and I couldn't stop anymore.
Awesome. Just like most of us. Moving forward, in your words, how important do you think it's knowing about the subject you photograph, their behaviors, and how to approach them?
I think it's really, 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 really very important because, and on this side, I really had help from my husband because he knows the birds. Mm-hmm. So he told me wherever we went, he told me, you see, there are reeds, there could be these birds, but they are living very low inside. Mm-hmm. So we have to stay and wait. Perhaps they come out to hunt for insects. Or the other, he told me these birds, they are feeding with seeds. So you have to find where you can find seeds. And so slowly, I start knowing the birds, I start knowing the behavior, I start knowing the places they live. And now, after 3 years photographing, I can see habitat, and I understand which birds probably I will find there. And of course, I know the months they are active, I know the times they are migrating. And so it gets more easy.
Absolutely, with time, absolutely. And also with your help and sharing comments and your feedback, it's been fantastic. So we appreciate that. I speak on behalf of so many. Another thing that I'd like to ask you, and a conversation we've been having here, is the camera settings. We would love to hear about your camera settings. What is your approach and how do you deal with it?
Oh. Of course, it depends from the subject you have. It depends from the weather conditions, from the light conditions. But I actually found one setting, it helps me very, very much. And it is It is, how you call it, the aperture, I think. It's about 7,1. So I have a kind of depth of the field. And because usually I shoot from the hand or from the car. I'm not sitting usually with a tripod. So with a tripod, it's more easy. You can have your settings because you are very stable. But if you are shooting from the hand, you are not. And so I have the 7.1. So even if I miss a little bit the focus, I can have it sharp. And then I try, of course, I know if I have birds, they are moving fast, I need a high shutter speed. If I do not, I do not. But the main thing, I think it's I put on the aperture.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Next question we have, it's about the composition. I see you have the Lightroom open and you have a wonderful composition here. The subject slightly on the right. Talk to us about the composition, the importance of composition in this photography.
Usually I try, of course, this one, it's already, I fixed it. Because if you see the other screen, you see this was the left one was the original. So it's a little bit not very, it's a little bit, how you call it, not much color. It's a little bit sleepy.
A bit flat, right?
Yeah. So, and that's just, and you see the usual size was like this. So in this case, I used the golden rule, we say.
Yep.
It's and so I tried in this case to have the bird together with all the reeds. So I didn't like to cut the reed like this, because then, you see, so it loses. So I wanted to have it all. I have, of course, not the bird so big, but I think the composition is much nicer.
Indeed, indeed. And this gets neatly into our next question, which is the lighting. And I see this picture has that wonderful morning light, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong, but it looks to me here that the light, it's doing its job as well.
Yes, because it was beginning of November this year, and it was 7:30 in the morning. So just light came. It was just the beginning.
Yep.
And this is something, I'm very much traveling in Greece. And there I had, we did a great holiday 2 years ago together with an awesome guide. His name is Christos Vlachos. I think you know him also.
Wonderful.
And he told me all the secrets about lights and composition and so. And I think I learned a lot from him. And he told me he has one thing he says always, it's all about the light. If you don't have light, sit down, drink a coffee, and wait until the light comes back. And it's like that. Yeah. Because if I had the same shot 3 hours later, it was just nothing. I have the harsh light from up, and it would be destroyed, I think.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. And
but I needed time to understand that. I didn't understand that from the beginning.
I guess that's how it is. Like as we move forward to this photography, we add a layer, we add a layer, and that process is a journey that we found to be wonderful. Moving forward is that another question we had from folks is that they like to hear about other photographers post-processing, their workflow. What happened after they have the picture? What is the tools that they work to bring it to the perfect view, to the what's your post-processing tips and techniques? We would appreciate it, Brigitte.
it's not so difficult because actually I do not know very well to work these. I have all the Photoshop because I need it for my work, but it's a different kind of photography. So it's I only for the wildlife photography I use only Lightroom. I import the pictures, and then I start. Let's say I get the next one because it's the same bird, but it's not. So I start to see the light is okay, and I start fixing a little bit here, a little bit here. I just playing. Then you see, if I move it too much, it gets burned out.
Yep.
And then if I have a session like this, I was there in this field. I was about 2 hours. So I have a lot of pictures with the same settings.
Mm-hmm.
And then I make for myself. I make something like this here,
Oh, nice. Some presets.
And then
okay, very good. Yep.
I just have. Let's get the next one. I did not anything. Just I do it like this or like this. Depends what I like more. And then I fix it. So I have already the blue in the sky. It's not white anymore. The light is fine. A little bit two blacks.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the end, I cut it. So here I would have, again, the golden rule.
Mm-hmm.
But I could cut it also. I could cut it also with the third.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And usually these two I use. I do not use anything else. There are a lot of other things, but I don't. So, and then I export it, and it's okay.
I like this idea of creating some presets to have a starting point and then start playing with the image, the light, and the shadows and the way you want. I think that's a good idea. I like
helps
it
because if you have a lot, it needs a long time to the post processing. Of course, sometimes it's difficult. I didn't. I was not prepared now that we do the interview directly, so I didn't. I do not have something. It's really not good. So I will try to fix it, and then of course it needs time.
Yep.
But to spend this time, the image must be worth it. I will not do it.
Absolutely. I have another question that just came up regarding the images, the space. Like, how do you save them? Do you have them on PC, external hard drives? Like, how do you deal with this overwhelming images we keep shooting?
I have a couple of external drives.
Okay.
And also I have a hard disk of about I can't remember. I think I have 4 terabytes.
Yeah.
Really. And also I save them on the cloud. So I have a triple saving. I do not save them not on the cards.
What cloud do you use?
I put it on the Dropbox.
Okay, very good. Yes, very good. I use the Amazon. It allows me to save JPEGs, but oftentimes you need to keep those raw files, and for the raw files I save them on a hard disk, and it's always, and then they keep getting big, so it's always such a
I do not save all the raw files. I just after an excursion I choose what I would like to keep, but I keep much more than I really process. For example, of these birded reedlings, I kept about 200 pictures, but I processed only 30. The others, they are there.
Yeah.
And this I keep. but all the others I delete. And so I put them on the Dropbox. I have rent a space at the moment, 1.5 terabytes, I think, and still covers me.
That's good.
But I can extend it. We use it also for business. So now I have 10, I think.
Very good, very good. This interview is coming to the end. It's been another fantastic interview. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being part of this. And as I mentioned, this concludes our first season of interviews. And it's been a blessing with respect to learning and also getting to know our folks, our photographers, a little bit more closer. So I'm very happy we did this. Any last thoughts?
Any last thoughts? What I think is that you in Albania, you have a really, really nice nature. And outside, and as the country was closed so many years, we do not know about it. So you could slowly start organizing something.
I would love to, if we get a group of us that that are interested to come maybe for just a day or two, perhaps, just to it's something that I've been having in my mind, to be honest. And I've been in touch also with the mayor of our city, who is very nature pro.
Yeah,
she loves nature, and I said, okay, Ashley, I said, listen, I'd like to bring some friends. And so there is a possibility of getting a grant where maybe a handful of you guys can come over, but we can take the expenses per se. And I hope in the future we make this a kind of tradition. So one time we go to Albania, one time in Greece, another time in Germany, and just go different places and have that, and just getting to learn, know, and just
this would be great.
Nature, yeah, and
because everybody knows his place. So
absolutely, yeah. And us as photographers, we need that link with respect to when we go to a place. It's so hard to figure out so fast. So having somebody that can help you take you to the right place and really spend the time to enjoy photographing, it makes such a difference. So absolutely agree. Absolutely. But Renee, had so much fun. Thanks so much.
Thank you.